Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are reviewing the Royal Kludge RK71 mechanical keyboard. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, we're going to cover what the keyboard itself actually comes with. So first we have the keyboard itself. It also comes with one of these very nice long, it's about a 5-foot USB Type-C connector that matches the color of the keyboard, which is a nice little addition. As well as it comes with the keycap puller, which I'll show right now. And this is the keycap puller that it actually comes with. So with that in mind, I'll plug in the keyboard and show you guys a couple of specs and features about the keyboard itself. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the colors of the keyboard that comes in. There is a black and a white option. So as you can clearly see, I do have the white option. I think the white does look a lot better than the black. The black is just a regular kind of matte black plastic color. Secondly, we're going to talk about the keycaps. So with the keycaps, as you can see, they're pretty nice and thick. I believe they're double shot PBT keycaps. As you can see, there's a nice amount of ledgers and legends on it to use with the macro switches, since this is a 71% keyboard. As you can see on the left hand side, or my left at least, you have the home buttons and all your kind of 70% keyboard functions with your different RGB little configurators as well. As well as you can see, there is a Windows lock button, and all the keys themselves are very nicely legended for letters and numbers, and I do appreciate that. There's also a nice little home row, the little finder for the F and J keys for your home row. They're a little small. They do get kind of lost easily if you are playing and you're trying to type like pretty fast, but overall, very well done. So this keyboard is able to connect to your PC two different ways. It is a Bluetooth keyboard that has an 8-hour battery life, as well as it obviously has a USB-C cable that you can plug in. Fortunately, there is no 2.4 GHz dongle, which would have been a nice addition, even though strangely enough, in the back, if you can see right in the middle, there is actually a slot to hold a 2.4 GHz dongle. So I've tried it with a couple of my mouse ones that don't actually fit in there. So what I'm assuming is they're sharing the bottom end with another keyboard, and that one keyboard actually does have a 2.4 GHz dongle receiver on it. And as you could see there, it does have a 200 milliamp hour battery, as I said, with an 8-hour battery life. Okay, so we're going to take a quick opportunity to talk about the branding on it. So on the back, you do get a generic kind of little sticker that says RK71 with Royal Kludge on it. You have your battery life, your serial number, a couple warnings, and other than that, the only branding is on the front, where it has a nice little Royal Kludge logo on it, and I honestly think it looks pretty good. I'm glad they didn't overbrand it like Red Dragon tends to do. For a budget keyboard, something nice to see. Now that we've talked about some of the form factors of the keyboard itself, we're going to talk about the switches. So the switches are TTC.K switches, and they come in brown, reds, and blues. So right here, this is actually a keyboard that has browns in it. I'll just pop off one of the key switches for you guys to see. Okay, so hopefully you guys should be able to see that clear enough. As you can see, they are clear top end keys with a nice little brown switch on it. So you can see the nice little tactile bump right there. It's about right there. They're actually pretty heavy to press. I'd say they're about 60 gram actuation force. I could be wrong. I did check the website and couldn't find anything. I also tried to find some reviews for just the switches themselves, but they seem to be a pretty cheaper brand, so I couldn't find too much on it. But overall, I'd say for the price, the switches are actually pretty decent. So speaking of the switches, I'm going to give you guys a quick sound test now. So right up against the mic for you guys. So we'll start with some of the kind of home row keys. And if the arrow keys. One thing to really know about this keyboard is it has excellent keycap stabilization. Almost all the switches have almost no wiggle, especially the spacebar, which is nice to see on a budget keyboard. Yeah, that's all the movement there is, which is very nice to see. Even my $250 Razer Black Widow Pro V3 has a ton of keycap stabilization issues, meaning it's very wobbly. But here, they're nice, stiff, they're smooth, no grinding of the switches. Overall, for 80 bucks, cannot go wrong. Now that we've covered the form factor, the switches, we'll move on to some of the RGB lighting, since that's very important. So As you can see, it's actually a very, very bright keyboard, and it offers a kind of nice little underglow effect on each side, making it kind of nice to have on your mouse pad. It kind of lights it up, especially if it's a dark room. But as you can see, currently, I believe there's 8 different wave or kind of different moving color options. So this is one of them. All you have to do to switch it is hold the function button, and at the top right, there's this button. So now it's kind of like a breathing effect. Now it's just cycling. There's your classic wave effect down, wave effect right, wheel. Then I believe this is, yeah, so if you push a button, then it will pop up. And I believe that's just another option. There's quite a few options about where it will be black and then you push a key and it will kind of flash up. But those are the main options. There's a few more, but none are kind of as good. I personally like to have it on the first setting I showed you guys, which was kind of like the breathing of different keys. But yeah, overall, very bright keyboard. I think it would look great in all of your guys' setups. Now let's move on to my overall opinion on it. So I bought this keyboard for $90, but right now they seem to have dropped the price to $79.99 Canadian, making this a keyboard that competes with likes of Redragon and other very cheap keyboards. Royal Kludge, personally, I think it's a great keyboard brand. I'm not too sure why it's slept on as much as it is. I think this is a great budget option, especially for a 71% keyboard, which is pretty hard to find nowadays. I would recommend you guys picking these up, especially if you're a streamer and you want just a second keyboard that has some quieter switches. So my main keyboard has green switches, Razor greens, so which is equivalent of Cherry MX blues. So it's nice to have a keyboard that has brown switches to be a little quieter on stream. Overall, highly recommend this keyboard, guys. If you guys are interested or have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. But for now, that's the video. Hope you all have a great day.